Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Back Row Seating, the podcast, as opposed to Back Row Seating, the copyright-claimed video, because you can't put full movies on anywhere on the internet, really. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Men, the 2022 film. We're not watching Men. I mean, I'm sure there are men in the movie, but Men, it's not like, it's like a score of men. Anyway. I really should think of jokes before I start saying them to their fullest extent. I've been excited for this movie, wanting to watch it. I saw the first, the teaser trailer, and that was all I saw. I've really stopped, I've tried my best not to watch trailers at all, which is difficult because you need to know, what's coming out, right? But, yeah, I saw the first trailer, and it looked really cool. And, I like Alex Garfield. Is it Alex Garfield? Alex Garland. Aha. Oh, look, we're already getting Men. Oh, this is like, what's that Lars von Trier movie? Not Deliverance. I've been excited to see this since then, because I like Alex Garland. I liked Ex Machina. He also did other stuff. Didn't he do Annihilation? Hang on. Filmography. Yeah, Ex Machina, Annihilation. Okay, yes. I thought he did something else that I had liked. Sunshine, that's it. Yes, he was the writer for Sunshine. I love Sunshine. That's one of my favorite films, sci-fi films. It's got Cillian Murphy in it. He's one of my favorite actors. But yeah, so I was excited to see this. Plus Jessie Buckley. I fell in love with Jessie Buckley when I'm Thinking of Ending Things came out. Apparently, Brie Larson was supposed to get the leading role in that film. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it was her Marvel stuff or I don't know why it didn't turn out that way, but Jessie Buckley got the role. I think she was perfect for it. And I fell in love with her for that. She's from Ireland. That's awesome. I'm Scots-Irish, so I do love my my homeland compatriots, I guess. I don't know. I've never stepped foot on Ireland soil. Anyway, yeah, man. I don't know anything about the movie, other than what I saw from the teaser trailer, but I am in one or two A24 film groups on social media, and this film has, I don't want to say it's controversial, but there's been a lot of people talking about this movie, so I'm excited to see it. It's a Ford Fiesta. Obviously, manufactured for the other side of the pond. I wonder if the differences of that go beyond just the steering wheel. Apples. Oh, okay, I know about the apples. That was in the teaser trailer. That was one of the coolest shots of the teaser that I saw. Okay, are we already getting religious symbolism? Is this Eve eating the fruit? I swear to God. Oh, hello. I swear to God. We're already getting the religious imagery. Okay. I can dig it. Knock, knock. Oh, is she divorced? Not at all. Pre-Shakespeare? This is an old house. Okay, so I already know that this film has much ado about, sexism and, gender roles and stuff. I'm assuming that was an example of it. She was like, oh, I can help get my luggage. And he's like, no, you're a woman. You can't possibly carry luggage. I'm going to assume, probably rightly, that there's going to be more of that. Probably a lot more, judging from the, Oh, look, there's a kettle. I'm in some... I'm in other groups that are, like, the warfare between British and Americans. And, like, everyone in Europe is, like, pissed off at Americans for not having kettles. Oh, I'm sorry, kettles. I have a kettle, by the way. Just so you know. I also have a mocha pot. How does that happen? Nope, nope. Gender roles. Nope. Can't have that. I got it. Oh, it's an electric kettle too. I don't have the same one. But I do have an electric kettle. Kettle. She offered. She's Irish, of course. Wow, I was right. I got it. Got him. Got him. Ooh, chutney. He's definitely got the British teeth. That's not bad to say, is it? British people know. The telly. Is it satellite? This is like a swanky Airbnb. I do. Well, I mean, they both can play the piano. It's playing it melodically that's the problem. Anyone can play a piano. I don't know what any of these things are. Wallies and bellies. Wibbly wobbly! Timey wimey. I do love that bathroom. Ta-da! That's almost a great view. Ah, get it? Drunk. Haha. Get it? She already corrected him, Harper. So it was like Mrs. Harper. Or Miss Harper. Something tells me it's not going to be fine for long. This is classified as a folk horror film. I already know that that's that's not going to be the that's like foreshadowing. It's like reverse foreshadowing. Oh, you won't need this. Oh, absolutely you will. That is a giant key. Dude, I would love to hang out there for like a week. I was gonna say, I think Jessie Buckley had an American accent, and I'm thinking of ending things, and now she's like, I'm assuming this is her normal accent. The owner. Very British. Oh. Oh, Harper's her first name. Did he pass away? Makes sense. That's actually not true. There are plenty of sea animals that can't jump. Oh. I don't use FaceTime at all, but that I'm assuming that doesn't happen all that often. It looked like a signal was cutting in. Looked like there was someone screaming. Interesting. I do like how they're like actually using like. Oh, made that. I suppose that could have. That was her husband, and he like committed suicide. I took that more metaphorically, though. In a church. It's not like those promises we make outside a church. Wow, I can see why she wouldn't want to be with him anymore. Ah, backstory. I need to look up some of other Jessie Buckley's other stuff. I need to look up some of that guy's stuff too. That was a great acting scene. It's like we were watching Glengarry Glen Ross for a second. ABD, always be divorcing. That is a gorgeous shot. That is also a gorgeous shot. Anytime they do faraway shots like that, it makes it look like they're being watched, which I guess is the point, in this sense. Sometimes the language of film isn't as mellifluous. Man, for being such a tiny island with like so many people, you forget that England has like woods. I'm shocked the island of Japan, Khonshu, has like actual like forests and stuff like this. Like it has nature. That is the main island of Japan, right? Hang on. Honshu. I was almost right. I've been watching too much Moon Knight. This makes me want to go hiking. Which I do realize, since we're watching this film, I do realize the implicit entitlement it is upon me just willy-nilly saying, I wish I could go hiking, because I'm a guy. If I were a woman, I would have to consider, oh, well, do I need to bring people with me? Do I need to bring a dog with me? How do I protect myself? How do I keep myself from harm? I do realize the implicit privilege in that. Oh, even better, it's raining! Hiking in the rain. I'm hiking in the rain. Look at her, look how happy she is. Well, I don't know if it's happiness, but like, ooh, like awe. Oh, good. Jessie Buckley is in a lot of other, well, a few other stuff. Ah, here we go. This is also a cool shot. Here we go. Man, I wish I hadn't seen the trailer for this movie, because I know what's happening. And if I didn't know, well, you know what? I would have looked up the Wikipedia article. I would have seen folk horror. I can't even look at like genres anymore for films if I want to go in completely blind. Because this would be the scene that is like, oh my god, this is not what I thought it was at all. Then again, if I went in blind, I wouldn't have caught probably the forbidden fruit reference. I wonder if that's authentic, or if they're like doing that in post-production. I mean, I know there's an echo, but it seemed a lot more like... I do love reflection cinematography. I'm a big fan. Like, that doesn't sound realistic at all. I say that I'm criticizing the audibles in the scene, but like I just know when I scroll down to look at the production notes, it was filmed on location in Ireland in an actual tunnel with bad acoustics. The Jessie Buckley trained for 2 months with an audio coach. I feel that as an introvert, I feel that that's also spooky. They didn't even need to do like a jump scare for that to be legitimately like spooky. Okay, that was a jump scare, but still, my first point stands. That is a very cool shot. I'm assuming that's CGI. Was that there before? See, I love all these voyeur shots. Did she come through there or did she come another way? See, now I have to wonder if like the blue flowers have any imagery or symbolism to them. Oh, lovely. Another spooky piece of architecture. Wonderful. Who would have thought England would have been so creepy? Did Alex Garland, was he like on location, like just stumbling through the woods one day and was like, oh, this would be perfect for a movie? Like Green Knight vibes. How far out did she go? Damn. Don't turn around. She's like, okay, no more hiking. Ew, iPhone. Okay, that's kind of terrifying. Don't turn around, don't take pictures. Just ignore the naked man. Oh, there's some stock seagull footage sound effect that you hear on SpongeBob, by the way. That's not the first time that's happened. This is her husband? I guess her ex-husband. It's one hell of a CGI job. Or not CGI, I'm sure that's mostly prosthetics. The good special effects work. Boop boop. You gotta dry your hands off first. OMG. These British people be crazy. Standing there naked like. You know what? I'm starting to have reservations about staying there for a week, like I was mentioning earlier. Maybe not. This is like YMS was doing that his series on Frozen, and he did that part where it's like, oh, it's the Jaws of the shower or Jaws of the pool. This movie's like the Jaws of England. What Jaws did for oceans, men did for England. Oh, she lied. She can play the piano. I wonder why she lied. Did she figure, oh, he's gonna ask to like come over and listen to me play if I say yes? Most all of Chopin's works are for solo piano. That's why you hear his music so much. I mean, other than the fact that they're wonderful. Like if you play a lot of Bach and Mozart, a lot of those are like concertos with like other instruments and stuff. I think Chapad was an introvert. He did a lot of stuff solo. His visits to Majorca were not Majorca, they were not solo. He was chilling with his buddy George Sand. His lady friend. Do they really make that sound when you pull those when you slide those off of a magnetic thing like that? Shing! Grapefruit can make you depressed, by the way. Fun fact. You're never supposed to give grapefruit to dogs for that reason. You know, I already had reservations about, like, being in a house with a bunch of windows. I certainly wouldn't have my back turned to windows. We're seeing a lot more of this guy than I would have expected from a horror film. Like, it seemed normal, like, when he was out in the woods, but, like, we're now seeing his face. For, like, a horror film, you'd think we'd see, like, less of him. Damn. The naked man. He's just chilling out there. Oh, I love a good patina, especially when it's on a flagstone floor. Hopefully she stays on the ground floor, because I don't know how that guy's going to be in the windows when they go to the second story. The naked man. Hello, 911, 711, 999. It's like a castle. Yeah, that would be my cue to leave. Okay, that would have been my cue to leave had I not known he was outside. I was gonna say it turned off. You might have to unlock it. Oh, that's not good. Oh, good. He was still there. I thought he would have like run off. The woods. Look, even inside the house, we're getting like voyeur shots. It's great. To the church. Don't make promises in the church. Those promises in a church mean something. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I think this was in the trailer as well, or the teaser. I will say this, Catholicism held, or Protestantism, both of them, held like a pretty solid, like murderous grasp on Europe for the better part of 2,000 years, but we did get some pretty cathedrals out of it, I guess, so. I wouldn't say it was worth it, but. Ooh. Didn't we see that earlier somewhere? Oh, wasn't that the face on her camera when it was like glitching out? Is that real? Is that really in a cathedral or is that a prop? I'd be very interested if that were real. It looks like it's well kept somewhat. You'd think there'd be like a priest like chilling out somewhere. It was interesting how it lined up with the tone of the music as well. Here comes another man! Is this the priest? I was gonna say he looks too creepy to be a priest, but I mean, that's not saying too much, is it? Ooh, that's an A24 shot if I've ever seen one. That really isn't saying much. A24 produces films. They don't create films. So far as I understand. On my groups online, when people talk about, oh, this film gives me A24 vibes, that really doesn't say much, because yes, they produce a lot of indie films, but like, they don't have anything to do with the production, as far as I'm aware. Or like the actual like creation of them. They give them money. They find indie projects that they like and give them money. That is spooky. Like, there isn't inherently anything, like, scary, but, like, there's so much imagery that's, like, unnerving. No. Fuck no. No. That's spooky. It looks like a man-child. All of the men in this movie are creepy as fuck. Hey, you fuck off, you little putz. This film really doesn't make me want to visit Britain. I heard you screaming. His hair. Like, if we're being given this information right now, like, why did we need the flashbacks? Wouldn't it have been more atmospheric and like keep us grounded in the film to not to flashback? Because flashbacks inherently just pull you out of the film. Oh, that's no bad touch. Would he touch a man like that if he were counseling them? No. I'm at the birthday party. Why did you drive him to that? There you go. That's so creepy. Oh god. Ah, it's so creepy. Oh god, no, don't. I mean, given the bench and its construction, he could have done a lot weirder things to the slat in between in between the wood. Oh god. It is the dandelion. What was I watching that involved oh yeah, we just watched the Batman. And they had rats, and the guy's torture was that the rats were going to eat his eyes. Yeah, I could probably do without the scenes of decay. I'm not sure what it's supposed to symbolize either. Like her mind and mental state. Oh, here's this asshole again. Oh, that's gross. I do know that Rory Kinnear is playing all of these men. But I don't think I would have been able to figure that out had I not known that beforehand. He's doing some great acting. You know what? I think I would have caught it on this scene. The cat wasn't away. He's all about that scrumping, this man. Get it now? He's seen her like 1,000 times now because Rory Kinnear is playing everybody. I need to watch this with other people and see if they catch that. That Rory Kinnear is everybody. Fucking wankers. There's a lot of screaming in this. I was scanning frantically across the frame trying to see what she was seeing. This is the Jippo. Maybe I shouldn't have watched this when I have to go to work, and I work overnight. He's going to be in the windows up there, isn't he not? Oh, no. You want that tour now? I don't use FaceTime again. I don't know how easily she actually could have seen that. That was, of all the things I've called Chekhov something in this podcast, this is probably the actual closest thing to Chekhov's rifle, or Chekhov's gun, Chekhov's axe. Wasn't she sitting on that couch the first time this happened? There's definitely a face of someone yelling when it does that. Not like a firecracker. That was some horrible grammar, by the way. Oh, can you do that? That's pretty cool, actually. iPhones, wow. Oh, that's spooky. It was Riley the whole time! Time to go get that axe, girl. Well, let the scrumping begin, my friends. But that's spooky. I mean, you didn't want to play hide and seek. You kind of asked for him to do that. That was sarcasm, by the way. That was sarcasm because I was I was calling out what most people call out when crap like that happens. I mean, I would have gotten the axe before I had gone outside. I would have held that like right to my chest, like as soon. Oh yeah, okay, that works too. There's a lot of electricity stuff going on too. Is this naked man? Oh, is this gonna be from the angle of like? You. Is this like victim blaming and gaslighting, but like not? Okay, so they are motion activated. Okay. Why even have that? Famous last words, my man. I knew it. That is just unnerving. I'm sorry. Oh, he has like thorns growing out of him. And they're dandelions. I don't know what the imagery is supposed to be here. I'm sorry. I have no idea what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. I'm gonna have to watch so many YouTube videos. Men explained. I have no idea. I mean, there's some imagery here too, but sexual imagery. Oh well, it was. I don't know if it's going to be that way for long. Oh, I get it. That was what happened to her ex-husband. That is CGI, by the way. Fun fact. In case you didn't know how they accomplished this shot, they did not actually have a man do that. Okay, are we back to the narrative? I don't know what the dandelion part was. We like deviated into weird territory. He probably is the creepiest one of all. He has like Polar Express features. I mean, you kind of asked for it, my man. Aha! Got him! It's a good thing this was set in England, because if this were America, she would have a gun and she would have no proclivities about shooting his ass. Like, there's a lot of themes in this film that I'm picking up on. You know, like the guy Jeffrey being like, "Oh well, I'll get all the luggage. You're a woman. You can't carry luggage." Blah blah blah, stuff like that. And then like the entitlement of men being like, "Oh well, how could you be so mean for not wanting to play hide and seek with me?" That's like the guy saying, "How could you be so mean, not like giving me a chance, or not like, oh, how could you be so mean, not letting me buy you a drink?" You know, stuff like that. I'm there are some themes that I understand. Oh, here we go. This creepo. Like I'm understanding the themes, but like I don't understand. Like I don't know. There's some parts of this that I just don't understand. He looks like Vincent D'Onofrio when Rory is like that. Please don't talk about your shivering loins ever again. That's so weird. Okay, the message behind this scene kind of speaks for itself. I like how he's a creepo man who's like quoting other creepo men, but they just so happened to be like alive thousands of years ago. Just stab him. Oh, just stab him. Cut his other hand. That is so creepy. Oh, thank fuck. I was very concerned. Keep going. He shouldn't be walking in the middle of the street. That's creeper behavior. Don't do it. No! It's like the Batman with all the red. Well, that was interesting. This better not be the end. This seems like a cut to black moment. I wonder if that was the yelling face in all of the glitches. They probably should not put that in the next Ford Fiesta commercial. If it were like a RAV4, they would like chopped through the wooden or the stone facings. Oh my god, here we go again. Anytime this motherfucker shows up, I've got no clue what's going on. Okay, I get it. He's the man in the stone. Oh, it's her husband, or he's becoming her husband. I mean, I figured that out when she cut his arm, and it was the same as her husband's, but... This isn't really about, like... Well, I mean, I guess part of it is about, like, gender roles. Oh, this is... Oh. Yeah, Jessie Buckley's face is my face right now. Okay, that when I said that I need to show this to other people to see if they catch, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, boss. This doesn't feel like one of the hey guys, you want to come over and watch this movie with me kind of film. Okay, so this is So men, this is about like generational toxic masculinity. So like toxic men have sons and then their sons become toxic men themselves. I guess. And Rory Kinnear was having a hell of a time. Yeah, I would just walk off too and be like, fuck this. So this isn't just about, this is very much about like gender, like, you know, like gender, like discrimination and stuff like that. Like how men view women. It's very much about that, but it's also about trauma because she's seeing her husband, she's seeing all men as the toxic male that her husband was. When I'm assuming that's not always the case, because like not, this is obviously directed by a man. Because I was just about to say, because not all men are evil and like want to kill women, but all the same, all of the men who are, they are the progenitors of this toxic system. Well, now is a head vagina. I was gonna wait until the end to say this. A lot of people on my A24 groups, to like, if you don't like men, if you're a man and you don't like men, then this film is about you or something like that. And I think that's invalid because I think you can not like a film and like still agree with the points it's trying to make. Also, this is just a very odd movie. Because all of these men that she's seeing are her husband. Is Rory Kinnear? I was trying to find it, but I don't know if Rory Kinnear is related to Greg Kinnear. Here we go, finally. Oh, that's a tiny axe. I thought it was like a hatchet. Here we go again. I'm assuming that's what this whole thing is about. Men giving birth to other men, so to speak, who are also toxic people. Get him, Jesse. See, I told you. I'm gonna have a lot of fun looking at like the critic responses to these, looking at reviews of this movie. No wonder it's so polarizing. So this film is about like men in general, but it's also about like a woman's view of men specifically. Yeah, we got all that, my man. No, he's not my man. The character. The actor's probably a cool dude. He was willing to put his junk on film, so. And so the cycle of toxic masculinity goes on. Oh, never mind. Maybe not. I mean, yes, but. So what, did none of this happen? Oh, she's pregnant. Uh-oh. She's gonna give birth to a little man-child. What is she gonna find? Oh, thank God, she's still alive. I never want to see Jessie Buckley die in her movies. You know what? I'm thinking if anything's had a lot of male, masculine, like, not overt toxic masculinity, but like subtle toxic masculinity. Because that whole film was about like a man trying to create a woman in his perfect image of a woman. I could see maybe if that's what Jessie Buckley is interested in exploring. Armand White of National Review wrote, despite its hallucinatory finale, Men is not really an examination of spousal guilt or women's fearful psychology. Plus, it's too absurd to substantiate the media's fascination with toxic masculinity. Well, I mean, it was about that, was it not? Too much is... K. Austin Collins, Rolling Stone. Too much is spent reiterating certain gorish thrills and slick political points that really don't benefit from the added scrutiny encouraged by repetition. Even the grand, ecstatic, pathetic feat of the movie's climax fizzles rather than simmers. Clarice, okay, a woman. Okay, Clarice, individual with a feminine name. Clarice Lowry of The Independent. It suggests that all a male filmmaker needs to do to earn his feminist credentials is to show us men doing bad things. Those are the on Wikipedia, those are the critical reviews, or at least some of the critical reviews. I mean, honestly, like, it felt like, okay, so, like Belle, we watched Belle on here, and that film is ostensibly about a young woman overcoming trauma, but she doesn't really we don't really see her overcoming trauma. She kind of just overcomes it, right? Like, we get to the finale of the film, and her singing, like, just instantly, like, cures her. We don't see her journey, really, of, like, overcoming trauma, you know? This film is about, like, a lot of things, but we don't see any, like, resolution of anything, right? It's more of, It's a like honestly, a lot of people say people who rag on now that A24 is kind of a genre now, right? So like people will criticize A24 as like a genre, and not so much a company. And like people will say, "Oh, well A24, they're like all their films are pretentious." There is some of that, but like I can honestly say that this was probably the most pretentious film I've seen from A24 yet. And I say that when people say pretentious, they're usually saying it as a derogatory thing, as in like, oh well, it's a lot of style and no substance, right? And like they're putting stuff on film that don't either they don't mean anything, or the audience, they're just putting it out there and hoping the audience just comes up with whatever. There was a lot of that in this film, I will grant that, but there definitely was some there were themes to this film though, that I think men giving birth to I think toxic men giving birth to toxic men, I think that was unnerving and unsettling, but I think that was definitely a theme at the end. You know what? I guess it wasn't really a theme because a theme would run through the whole film, correct? It was an interesting it was an interesting idea. We'll just say that was I don't want to say explored in the film. Clarice, I think well, maybe not. Who said it? Was it the K. Austin Collins one? No. But yeah, the film was very much, it was like demonstrative or evocative of a lot of like masculine traits and themes, but they weren't really like, I don't know, they like showed it, but there wasn't anything substantial about it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. David Rooney of The Hollywood Reporter, he had a good word. Chameleonic Rory Kinnear. Riveting performances from Jessie Buckley and a truly chameleonic Rory Kinnear make this A24 conversation starter and unconventional genre standout. I will say that, if anything, this film is a good conversation starter. Though Garland is, this is Peter Travers, though Garland is stingy with answers, his implications are incendiary. I mean, I guess, yeah. You know what? I was going to say that, like, the way Peter Travers said it, he was like, he made it seem like this is a revelation to people. And I was, right after I read that, I was like, oh yeah, like we need to be reminded of this. But you know what? There are men out there who there are men out there who don't think that toxic masculinity is a thing and that it's not an issue. So you know what? I guess we do need, we're always going to need films and content like this in the media to like remind us that there are people out there who legitimately think it's fine, that if a woman says no, oh well, why are they being so mean? I'm trying to be nice to you. Let me buy you a drink. Let me take you back to my place. I'm being nice. How dare you say no to me? I'm just trying to be nice. That scene was probably like the most like evocative of like real world like situational gross toxic masculinity. I guess part of that was also when she lied and said that she didn't play the piano, because she probably was assuming he would have like, oh yeah, I'd love to come back here at some point, just you and me, and listen to you play the piano. Yeah, that wouldn't be uncomfortable at all. Unsubtle and schematic, but very well acted Brit folk horror pastiche. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian. Is folk horror a thing? You know what? I guess The Witch, the Vivitch, I guess that's like folk horror, right? Mark Kermode of The Observer. There's a lot of men in Christy Lemire of Roger Ebert called it a visceral experience, and adding, it reinforces Garland's singular prowess as a craftsman of indelible visuals and gripping mood. I'll agree to the indelible visuals part. I don't remember Ex Machina like having a lot of like. It's been a while since I've seen Ex Machina though. I really need to watch that again. I don't remember that having, men giving birth to men. Oh, that's probably why on that statue in the church, it was the man face and then the woman on the backside. That was probably like the dichotomy of men, perhaps. See, but the whole point of it turning out that it was just her husband, that kind of like relegates the film to like, because like at first it's like, oh yeah, well this is a film about, male attitudes towards women and toxic masculinity. But now when you see the film, now it's like reframed as, oh well, this is just her trauma and grief about like her toxic husband, and now she sees all men as this. Like the implication is that I don't know. I hate using the term "not all men" because that's like a meme at this point. But like at the end, it's like, oh well, it's just her. Like the film is gaslighting the own theme, right? Maybe that's the point. I don't know. This is definitely a conversation starter. Like I said, I'm very interested to like see other people's points of view on this film. I think that's probably the best thing I can say about it. I'm interested after seeing it. I'm interested in it enough to like explore the implications therein, as well as like other people's like views of it. There's a lot of films where that doesn't happen for me. There's a lot of films that you finish it and you're like, okay, we can move on. But like this is a movie that I want to like, explore more, I guess. I don't know if I would watch it again, but like I'm definitely intrigued enough to like look for more stuff. It's not like Nomadland where it's going to like stay in my mind, my brain hole for like a weekend. But yeah, I thought it was well made. I enjoyed the acting. I liked the performances. Rory Kinnear was wow. And yeah, definitely support your indie artists and your indie films, because we need more stuff like this. Even if this probably wasn't the best example of like indie filmmaking as far as like, oh, like this was kind of, you know what? I guess it is. No AAA company like Warner Brothers wasn't going to produce this. Did you see the men giving birth to men? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And I know you can't leave comments on the Spotify, but I do post these on YouTube with comment sections. So if you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, I would love to hear your ideas on it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.